Michelle, please do not make me laugh today. My entire body hurts. My back is broken, my arms are shaking, and I think I pulled a muscle in my neck.
Oh my goodness, Jack. What happened to you? Did you join a secret boxing club over the weekend?
I wish. No, I spent my entire Sunday morning helping a guy from the accounting department move a giant, heavy vintage sofa up 3 flights of stairs.
Wait, the new guy from accounting? Are you guys close friends? I didn't even know you knew his name.
We are not friends. We had exactly one conversation at the coffee machine on Thursday. He said, "Hey, Jack, I'm moving this weekend, and I really need an extra pair of hands. Can you help me out?"
And let me guess, your brain wanted to say, absolutely not, I want to sleep, but your mouth said, sure, what time?
Exactly. My brain was screaming no, but my mouth completely betrayed me. I smiled like an idiot and said, "I'd love to help." And that is how I lost my Sunday and destroyed my back for a guy who didn't even buy me pizza afterward.
Oh, the tragic curse of the people pleaser. You fell right into the trap, Jack. But honestly, if the physical pain of saying yes when you really mean no sounds familiar to our listeners, they are in the perfect place today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. How are you today? Today, I am here with Michelle, and today we are going to talk about the art of saying no and setting boundaries.
Hello, everyone. I am very happy to be here today. Let's start our conversation.
So, Michelle, please diagnose me. Why is no the shortest word in the English language, but it feels like the heaviest word to pronounce? Why did I lift that sofa?
Because you, like millions of other people, suffer from the disease to please. It's a psychological reflex. When someone asks you for a favor, your brain doesn't process the request logically, it processes it emotionally.
Emotionally? What do you mean? I didn't feel emotional about the accountant's sofa.
No, but you felt emotional about his opinion of you. Human beings are tribal animals. Thousands of years ago, if the tribe didn't like you, they kicked you out and you died alone in the forest.
Okay, so my brain thought that if I said no to the sofa, the accounting department would banish me to the forest.
Exactly. Our modern brains still think that saying no equals rejection. We think that if we disappoint someone, they will stop liking us, we will lose our job, and we will die alone. So we say yes as a survival reflex.
That makes so much sense. I wasn't being nice, I was being scared.
Precisely. There is a huge difference between being a nice person and being a doormat.
A doormat? You mean the little rug outside a house where people wipe their dirty shoes?
Yes, if you never say no, you are letting people wipe their dirty shoes all over your schedule, your energy, and your weekends. A truly nice person helps when they can, but a doormat helps because they are terrified of conflict.
I was definitely a doormat this weekend. But Michelle, here is the problem for English learners. In my native language, I know how to navigate the culture, but in English, saying a flat no sounds incredibly aggressive.
That is a brilliant point, Jack. Cultural nuances make saying no in a second language terrifying. If your boss says, "Can you work this Saturday?" and you just say no, that is career suicide.
Exactly. No is grammatically a complete sentence, but culturally, it is a slap in the face.
It is. Native English speakers almost never use a naked no in professional or polite situations. They use what we call cushions.
Cushions? Like pillows on a sofa? The sofa that broke my back?
Yes, like pillows. A cushion softens the impact. If you drop a heavy bowling ball onto the floor, it breaks the floor. If you drop it onto a thick cushion, it lands softly.
So I need to wrap my no in verbal pillows. How do I do that? Give me the formula because I never want to move furniture again.
The most effective formula in the English language is called the sandwich method.
The sandwich method. I'm guessing the no is the meat in the middle.
Exactly. The top piece of bread is a compliment or an expression of gratitude. The meat in the middle is the soft no, and the bottom piece of bread is an alternative or a wish.
Okay, break that down for me. Let's use my weekend disaster as an example. The accountant asks, "Hey Jack, can you help me move my sofa on Sunday?" What is the top piece of bread?
The top piece of bread shows that you value the relationship. You say, "Hey, thanks for thinking of me," or "I really appreciate you asking me for help."
Thanks for thinking of me. That sounds very friendly. It shows I'm not angry that he asked.
Right. Now comes the meat, the soft no. You do not use the word no. Instead, you use phrases about your capacity. You say, "Unfortunately, I'm completely booked this weekend."
I'm completely booked, like a hotel with no empty rooms.
Exactly. You can also say, "I don't have the bandwidth right now." Bandwidth is a great corporate term. It means mental or physical energy.
I don't have the bandwidth. I love that. It blends my schedule, not my feelings. It means I literally cannot fit this into my life.
Yes. And now the bottom piece of bread, the alternative or wish. You close the sandwich by saying, "But I hope the move goes smoothly," or "Let's grab a coffee next week when you're settled in."
Wow, let me put the whole sandwich together. Hey, thanks so much for thinking of me. Unfortunately, I am completely booked this weekend and don't have the bandwidth, but I hope the move goes really smoothly.
Jack, how does that sound? Does it sound rude?
Not at all. It sounds incredibly professional, warm, and firm. If I said that, the accountant would probably say, "No problem, thanks anyway," and find someone else.
And your back would be completely fine today.
I am going to cry. It was that easy, just a verbal sandwich.
It is that easy in theory, but in practice, you have to fight your own anxiety. You have to learn to tolerate a few seconds of awkwardness.
The awkward silence after you say no is the hardest part. I always feel the urge to over-explain.
Yes, the over-explaining trap.
When I say no, I start inventing wild stories. I can't help you move because my aunt is visiting from out of town and my car has a flat tire, and I might have a stomach virus coming on.
You give them an entire novel of excuses. And what happens when you do that?
I feel like a liar, and usually they try to solve my fake problems. They say, "Oh, I can pick you up if your car is broken."
Exactly. If you give them a detailed excuse, you are giving them something to negotiate with. If you say, "I have to wash my dog," they will say, "Just wash him later."
So what is the rule? How much detail should I give?
The rule is keep it vague and bulletproof. "I have a prior commitment," or "I have personal plans."
A prior commitment? That sounds so official. What if they ask, "What are your plans?"
You just smile and say, "Just some family stuff I need to take care of." Nobody argues with family stuff. It is the ultimate shield.
This is blowing my mind. A prior commitment, family stuff. I am writing all of this down. But Michelle, what about the workplace? Saying no to a colleague is one thing, but saying no to a boss is terrifying.
Oh, the boss dynamic. That is a completely different level of the game.
If my boss comes to my desk at 4:50 p.m. on a Friday and drops a massive project on my desk, I can't just say, "I don't have the bandwidth, have a good weekend." I will get fired.
You are right. You cannot use the standard sandwich with your boss. You have to use the priority pivot.
The priority pivot? Okay, tell me everything, because Friday at 4:50 p.m. is my most anxious hour of the week.
Before we dive into the deep strategy for handling bosses, let's take a quick second to check in with our listeners.
Yes, we want to hear from the recovering people pleasers out there. Have you ever agreed to do something ridiculous just because you didn't know how to say no in English? Did you help someone move? Did you buy something you didn't want from a salesperson? Please share your stories in the comments. It is basically therapy for all of us to read them.
And tell us, what is harder for you? Saying no to a friend or saying no to your boss?
Write it down and we will read every single one.
And if this episode is helping you learn how to protect your time and energy, please leave a like and subscribe to the English Flow podcast. It helps us keep making these deep dives for you.
All right, Michelle, let's get back to the danger zone. It is 4:50 p.m. on a Friday. My bags are packed. My boss walks over with a stack of papers and says, "Jack, I need this full report analyzed by Monday morning." My heart stops. What do I do?
First, you do exactly what we talked about in the last episode. You take a breath. You use the 3-second rule. Do not react with panic, and do not say yes instantly.
Okay, breathe. 1, 2, 3. But I can't just say no, I'm completely booked. He pays my salary.
Exactly. You cannot say no to the work, but you can say no to the timeline. You use the priority pivot. You make the boss make the hard decision.
How do I do that?
You say, I would be happy to take care of this report, but I am currently focusing all my energy on the Q3 budget that you needed by Tuesday. Which of these two projects would you like me to prioritize first?
Wow. Which of these two projects would you like me to prioritize first? That is a genius sentence.
It is a superpower. Notice what you did. You didn't refuse the work. You showed that you are already working hard on something he asked for, and you forced him to realize that you are only one human being with limited time.
You put the ball back in his court. If he says the new report is more important, then I don't have to do the budget over the weekend.
Precisely. And often, bosses just forget how much work you already have. They just want the task off their desk. When you remind them of your current priorities, they usually say, "Oh, right, the budget. Never mind, I'll give this report to Sarah."
I feel like I just learned a magic spell for the corporate world. But what if the boss is toxic? What if he says, "I don't care, Jack. I need both of them done. Work on Saturday."
That is when you have to set a hard stop professional boundary. If you give in to a toxic boss once, they'll expect you to work every Saturday.
So how do I say no to the Saturday without getting fired?
You use the hard stop technique. You say, "I am fully committed to delivering high-quality work, but I am unavailable to work this weekend due to prior personal commitments. I can have this on your desk by Tuesday at noon."
I am unavailable to work this weekend. It feels so scary to say that to a manager.
It is scary the first time, but Jack, remember, a company will take as much as you let them take. If you act like a doormat, they will step on you. When you set a polite but firm boundary, you actually earn their respect. They stop seeing you as a servant and start seeing you as a professional.
That is a massive paradigm shift. Respect is built on boundaries, not on endless obedience.
Exactly. Now, let's move away from the office. Let's talk about the hardest people to say no to.
Friends and family.
Yes, because with friends, there is no professional contract. There is emotional history. And some friends are very good at using guilt to get what they want.
Guilt trips. I hate those. When a friend says, "Come on, Jack, everyone is going to the party. If you don't come, it won't be fun. You never come out anymore."
That is classic emotional manipulation. They are making you responsible for their happiness. If you say no, you feel like a terrible friend.
Yes, and I usually surrender. I go to the party, I spend too much money, I stay out too late, and I'm miserable the whole time.
And what happens the next day? Do you feel closer to that friend?
No, I feel resentful. I feel secretly angry at them for forcing me to go.
Resentment. That is the key word, Jack. There's a famous quote in psychology. You can either choose the short-term pain of saying no or the long-term pain of resentment.
The short-term pain of saying no or the long-term pain of resentment. That is incredibly deep. When I went to the party, I chose the resentment.
Exactly, because resentment destroys friendships slowly. It's much healthier to say a clear, kind no than to say yes and hate the person for it.
So how do I decline a friend who's using a guilt trip? How do I use the sandwich method with someone who knows me well?
With a friend, you can be a bit more vulnerable, but you must remain firm. You say, "I love you guys and I really appreciate the invite, but my social battery is completely empty this weekend. I need a night in to recharge."
My social battery is completely empty. I love that metaphor. It's so visual. Everyone knows what an empty phone battery feels like.
Right. It explains that it has nothing to do with them. It's not that you don't like the party, it's that you literally have no energy to give.
What if they push back? "Oh, just come for one drink, just an hour."
This is where you use the broken record technique.
The broken record? Like a scratch CD that repeats the same song over and over?
Exactly. Manipulative people expect you to change your excuse if they push hard enough. But if you're a broken record, you don't give them any new information to argue with. You just smile and repeat your original boundary.
So I would just say, "I know it sounds fun, but I really just need to recharge tonight."
Perfect. And if they push again?
You guys have a great time, but I have to stay in and recharge.
Yes, you do not get angry, you do not explain what you are doing at home, you just repeat the boundary. Eventually, they will stop pushing because it's like arguing with a brick wall.
A very polite, smiling brick wall. This is amazing, Michelle. I feel like I am finally learning how to pilot my own life instead of letting everyone else drive my car.
It is a liberating feeling, Jack. Learning to say no is actually learning to say yes to yourself. Every time you say no to something you hate, you are saving time for something you love.
I am saying yes to my health, my sleep, and my weekend.
Exactly. Now, I think our listeners have absorbed a lot of heavy psychology today. It is time to transition to the language tools they need to express these boundaries.
I agree. It's time to slow down and jump into today's word tour.
Let's take 6 of the most powerful B2 level words and phrases we use today and break them down. These are the words that will upgrade your English from basic survival to confident professional.
Let's start with the word that describes the worst version of myself, doormat.
Doormat. Doormat. Literally, it is the small rug you put outside your front door to clean your shoes before entering the house.
Say it slowly with us. Doormat.
Doormat.
But in psychological English, it's a noun used to describe a person who lets others treat them badly because they cannot stand up for themselves.
A basic sentence would be, people use him because he's too nice.
A master real English sentence is, you need to set boundaries at work or management will treat you like a doormat.
Let's make it a mini conversation.
Why did you agree to work late on Friday again, Michelle?
I know. I need to stop being such a doormat. Next time, I'm going to say no.
Perfect context. It's a very visual, powerful word. Our second term is an essential corporate phrase, bandwidth.
Bandwidth. bandwidth. Originally, this is an IT term used to describe the capacity of an internet connection to transmit data.
Say it slowly with us. Bandwidth.
Bandwidth.
In modern corporate English, it has become the standard metaphor for a person's mental or physical capacity to take on more work or stress.
A simple way to say this is, I don't have time.
But a highly professional B2 sentence is, I would love to help with this project, but I just don't have the bandwidth right now.
Let's do a mini conversation to see it in action.
Hey, Michelle, can you join the planning committee for the Christmas party?
I really appreciate the invite, Jack, but my bandwidth is completely full with the Q4 marketing launch. I'll have to pass this time.
Excellent. It sounds so much more professional than saying, I am too busy. Our third word is the key to surviving a demanding boss. Prioritize.
Prioritize. Prioritize. It is a verb that means to decide which of a group of things are the most important so that you can deal with them first.
Say it slowly with us. Prioritize.
Prioritize.
We use this in the priority pivot strategy with the boss.
A basic sentence is, I need to do the important work first.
An advanced sentence is, when everything is an emergency, you have to learn how to prioritize your tasks to avoid burnout.
Let's make it real.
You have 3 reports due by tomorrow. How are you going to finish them?
I'm going to prioritize the financial report because the CEO needs it first thing in the morning. The others can wait until the afternoon.
Exactly. You are taking control of the chaos. Word number 4 describes the toxic feeling you get when you say yes but mean no. Resentful.
Resentful. Resentful. It is an adjective that means feeling bitter, angry, or indignant because you feel you have been treated unfairly or forced into something.
Say it slowly with us. Resentful.
Resentful.
We said that saying no causes short-term pain, but saying yes causes long-term resentment.
A basic sentence is, I am angry that I had to go to the party.
A deep psychological sentence is, I started feeling resentful toward my friend because she always expected me to pay for dinner.
Let's do a mini conversation.
Why did you quit the volunteer committee, Michelle? You seem to enjoy it.
I was doing all the work while the others did nothing. I was becoming resentful, so I decided it was healthier to just leave.
That is a very mature, self-aware use of the word. Our 5th word is the secret to making a good excuse. Vague.
Vague. Vague. It is an adjective that means unclear, not specific, or lacking definite details.
Say it slowly with us. Vague.
Vague. It's one syllable and it rhymes with page.
We told our listeners to keep their excuses vague when saying no. I have a prior commitment is a beautifully vague excuse.
A basic sentence is, his answer was not clear.
A strong B2 sentence is, the manager was intentionally vague about the timeline for our promotions.
Let's make it a mini conversation.
Did the accountant tell you why he needed help moving on Sunday?
No, his text was very vague. He just said he needed a pair of hands for a quick favor.
And that quick favor destroyed my pack. Never trust a vague request.
Very true. And our final word for today describes the people who use guilt trips. Manipulative.
Manipulative. manipulative. It describes a person who controls or influences others in a clever, often unfair or dishonest way, usually to their own advantage.
Say it slowly with us. Manipulative.
Manipulative.
If a friend says, if you don't come to the party, I will be sad and my night will be ruined, that is manipulative behavior.
A basic sentence is, he tricks people to get what he wants.
And advanced sentences, recognizing manipulative behavior is the first step in setting healthy boundaries.
Mini conversation time.
Why did you stop talking to Sarah?
She was too manipulative. She constantly used guilt trips to make me change my weekend plans to suit her schedule.
That is a great example of boundary-setting vocabulary.
So today's 6 powerful master English words are doormat, bandwidth, prioritize, resentful, vague, and manipulative.
These words will give you the psychological vocabulary you need to navigate difficult conversations in English.
And now, Michelle, it is time for the ultimate test. We need to prove that these boundaries actually work. Are you ready for the final role play?
I am ready, and I am going to play the hardest character we have discussed today. I am going to be the toxic corporate boss. It is 4:55 p.m. on a Friday. Action.
Okay, finally done for the week. Time to pack up.
Jack, don't pack your bag just yet. I just got an email from the CEO. We need a complete analysis of the European market trends, and I need it on my desk by Monday at 8 a.m. You're going to have to come in tomorrow.
Oh, wow, that sounds like a critical report, Michelle. I would be happy to tackle the European market trends, but I am currently focusing all my bandwidth on finalizing a Q3 budget presentation that you said was urgently needed by Tuesday. Which of these 2 critical projects would you like me to prioritize first?
I need both of them, Jack. The CEO is pushing me hard on the European report. You're just going to have to work the weekend. We all have to make sacrifices for the team.
I completely understand the pressure from the CEO, and I am fully committed to delivering high-quality work for this team. However, I am unavailable to work this weekend due to a prior personal commitment. If the European report is the priority, I can pause the budget and have the market analysis on your desk by Tuesday at noon.
Tuesday at noon. Fine. Just get it done by Tuesday. Have a good weekend, Jack.
Thank you, Michelle. Have a great weekend. And cut.
Wow, Jack, my heart was racing playing the toxic boss, but you were completely bulletproof.
I was terrified inside, but the words acted like a shield. I used the priority pivot, and when you pushed, I used the hard stop with a vague, bulletproof excuse, a prior personal commitment.
And notice how your tone stayed calm. You didn't get angry, you didn't become defensive, and you didn't apologize. You just stated your boundaries as facts. That is the definition of professional assertiveness.
It feels incredible. I feel like I'm finally in the driver's seat of my own career. If I can say no to a toxic boss in English, I can do anything.
That is exactly the feeling we want our listeners to have. Learning English isn't just about memorizing grammar rules. It's about gaining the confidence to protect your energy and live on your own terms.
To everyone listening, saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a person with self-respect. Stop being a doormat, use your verbal cushions, and start reclaiming your weekends.
We want to challenge you this week. Think about one thing you need to say no to this week. Maybe it is an extra project, a boring party, or helping someone move a sofa.
Definitely say no to the sofa. Practice writing your sandwich method decline in the comments below. We will read them and give you some encouragement.
And if this episode gave you the courage to set healthier boundaries, please leave a like and subscribe to the English Flow podcast.
It helps the algorithm share this video with other learners who are struggling to find their voice.
Take care of your English and take care of your boundaries.
This is Michelle.
And this is Jack. See you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.